All right, welcome guys. So let's get straight into it. We already have a couple questions. All right, hey Liz. So Antonio, I'd like to create a run tracking app like Strava, but I'm currently stumped on how to achieve that. I found the geolocator plugin, but getting the coordinates on a map in the end has eluded me. So I would recommend starting with Google Places API. So FlutterFlow has a built-in like Google Maps widget, which I don't know if you've seen or not, but if you just search for map, you can plug that in there, and then in your settings you'll have to add your API key and all that. Again, that's Google Places API. So in here you can drop pins and get the location data there, the address, the lat long, so on and so forth. There, FlutterFlow also has like an address picker. So if you had, we'll delete that. If we have text field, actually, you don't even need to do that. I think, let's see. You should be able just to add a button in here and then go to your actions, add action, and crazy. There's a widget here for maybe just, oh, you know what? It actually might be widget. Let's see. Place. There we go. So place picker. Click and drag that in. Yeah, we won't need the button anymore. And so when you click that, it's going to pull up like a generic Google search, and you type in an address, it auto completes for you. You select the address, and then all of a sudden you're given an object that has the address, it has the city, state, lat long, and zip code. I think it has those 5 fields. So try that out and see if that gets you where you want to go. But you'll definitely need to get Google Places API. So you'll need to create a Google Cloud account and get that going. And just so you know, it's not super cheap. All right. Next, music by Ant. I have a question about creating a calendar on my app, how to manage the creation of it in the DB. Okay, so the one video that I have on my channel, that might actually help you out a lot. So it was a calendar app that I built, and go check that out. I think that'll answer every question you have. If I wanted to show recent search history, would I have to create an array under user and save it to a list of searches? If I wanted to show just the most recent 5? Yeah, that's probably what I would do. You either tie it to the user document or just have it as an app state array if you don't want it to persist. Like if they close the app and they bring it back open, if you don't care to have the searches there, do it that way. But if you want those searches to stick around, then yeah, put it in your user document. I don't know if I have Firebase set up here yet. Okay. So yeah, in your users collection, sure. Just add a recent searches and just make it a list of strings. And yeah, every time they search, just add that to the list. That's what I would do. Hope that helps. All right, do you think it is possible to achieve mention feature in chat apps without using custom widget? Elaborate just a little bit on that. Okay. So in the meantime, let's work on this UI. So I just went to Dribble and found a cool looking dashboard, and I'm just going to go through it and try to build it out. I've never built this before, so we'll see what happens. All right. So first things first, let's do a row here with a column for Hi Emily and the date. And then we'll have this icon over on the right side. So let's throw that in there first. So we'll start with a row and then a column with 2 text fields or 2 text widgets. And then we'll throw the icon here in the row. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the row and we'll change the alignment here to that. Okay, and I'm just looking, it looks like left and right padding is gonna be the same. So I'm gonna go to the column and add that there. We'll do 16, that looks good. All right, so now let's change this. We'll just make it exactly like that. So hi, Emily. Then we'll go through and we'll do all the fonts later. So it looks like this column has everything aligned to the left. So we'll do that. And then Saturday, 9 July. So far, so good. Okay, so this looks like everything in the row is to the top. So we'll do that. All right, and then I guess we'll make that icon a bell or maybe notification. Yeah. So notification. All right. Good. All right, so next, and we'll get the colors and the fonts towards the end. Yeah. Well, yeah, just try your best. I'll try to interpret as much as I can. All right, so now let's start on this first container here. All right, so that is going to be a container. So we'll add container. All right, we're going to make it infinite width. And let's get some border radius going. That looks about like 24. Sure, good. Okay, now the next thing is it looks like we can get away with just a row. Yeah, so we'll do a row and then we'll throw a column in there. This column is going to be for these 3 here. So we'll need a text widget, probably use a rich text widget here. And then this will be another container with text inside. So let's start there. Okay, so text, and that's going to be for Eaton. All right, and then let's do a rich text for the next one. And rich text is great because we can, as you can see, have all the text together, but apply different fonts for different parts of it. So this is perfect. We'll just keep that blue for now. That's going to be 24 GL. And then we should be able to get away with just one more here of 64 GL. I actually don't even know what any of that means. But cool. All right, so let's add a container now. The bottom of this column. You know what? Well, I was going to say we could use a choice chip, but I don't think we need any clicking functionality, so we'll just keep it as a container. All right, so we want the width to be 100 looks good. Height probably 40. We'll do 24 border radius on this as well. I am going to change the color just so it stands out, but again, we'll get all the colors fixed later. Okay, so inside this container, we want text. That's going to be 40 GL left. All right, and we'll center that. And we'll make it white. Info, there we go. All right, so let's align this stuff a little bit. In the column, it looks like it's just space between, or space evenly, I should say. That looks good enough. Let's also add some padding on the row. So we'll just go all around 10. That looks good. Okay, again, in this column, everything's left aligned, so we'll do that. Okay. All right, Joel, I see you. Just one sec. Let me finish out this container. All right, so this row needs this. I think that FlutterFlow has a progress bar widget that gives you the option for circle. We will find out together because I don't really know 100%. Perfect, it does. Obviously that's way too big. Let's do 60. 80. I like 80. Okay. Now let's space between here. Okay. So we'll make this say, I think 0.36. Yeah. And then we'll have it say 36%. So that's pretty close already. I'm going to throw that color in there, and then I'll make the background maybe secondary. I mean, that's close. Again, we'll get all this stuff figured out later. I like how it has that elevation there. That may not be possible to do with the built-in FlutterFlow widget, so I don't want to get into custom widgets tonight, so we'll just kind of keep it basic for now. Ooh, it does have shadows. Oh, that's for text. Let me add it anyway just to see. Yeah, I don't want that. I want shadows on the progress bar itself, but I don't know if we can do that. What's this angle? No. Okay, that's fine. So we can't really get exactly what we want there, but that's fine. All right, let's get some spacing here on the column. It looks to be about 15-ish. I'm good with that. Okay, so let's pause. I'm going to look at Joel's thing here. So when @ is typed, a list of users will show up. And when one of the names is clicked, that name needs to show up next to the text. Like @name, and wonder if that name could be colorful. I'm here. I'm just thinking. I actually managed to show the user list, create the action to show the selected name, but couldn't make it colorful or save it to a field named mentioned users. Yeah, it's definitely something it's going to be kind of tricky. So let's see if I can hack away at it. So I'm going to create a new page real quick just for this. So we're going to look at Joel's issue. I make no promises, but maybe we can get something going here. Joel issue. That's what we'll name the page. All right. So first things first, we need a text field. Okay. I'm going to need to return a list of names. So let's just do that. That's actually perfect. I actually had a get name list function already. That's kind of cool. All right, so what we'll do is throw in a, you know what? I think we can do a autocomplete here. I'm going to turn autofocus off though. This autocomplete can be from that custom function. So get name list. Let's see. Filter list items. I might have to do like a code expression, perhaps. Let's see. Well, let's just make it easy. Let's just do this value is equal to the item and list. We'll just do that. Why is that not working? First few items, no. Well, first of all, this this should allow us to do. Oh wait. Oh, okay. So we definitely need to do this. We'll do like a delay of 500. And this autocomplete, I thought we put in the list of strings that we want it to pop down. Unless I'm crazy. So it's looking for a Boolean. And maybe I've got it wrong here. It's been a minute since I've done the autocomplete. All right, because I'm having a brain aneurysm. Let's throw in a list view and we'll display the stuff that way. So let's just throw out text, and this list view will be from that custom function. And we're gonna filter list items based on item and list, or no, single condition, item and list is equal to whatever they're searching for. So it's not like a contains, but it's like a exactly matches what we're looking for, which is fine for now. This will be a name. Okay. Perfect. All right. So this is going to be equal to that item here. And make sure that we've got everything good here. I'm going to turn autocomplete off for now. All right. So let us run this really quick. And while that is booting up, we'll hop back in here. Okay, so in a couple minutes, we'll go look at that. And right now we're gonna hop back into the dashboard unless there's some other questions that came up. I think the text field widget needs to be a custom widget for color. Yeah, it might need to be. But okay, so now let's go and add another row here. And so we just need, probably gonna do this, reuse this container over and over. So let's just do it one time. Looks to be, so we'll just make it expanded. We'll get border radius of 24. Looks like, again, we can get away with a column with some text fields, or some text widgets rather. And then an icon, or maybe an image. See if we can find some cool images. Oh, wait. Oh, this needs to be wrapped in a row. And then we'll throw an image in there. It's going to be much smaller. So let's do like 50 by 50. All right. Okay, so this is going to say glucose. And this is going to say 136 milligram DL, whatever that is. All right, again, the column is going to be left aligned and space between, or space evenly. Yeah. And let's see, let's make this container much bigger, maybe 150. And then we'll make, yeah, looks fine. Okay, and let's put some padding on this row. All right, now we should be good to, I guess we need some space between, don't we? Let's do 20. Now we should be able to copy and paste this container. And because it's expanded, we should have two that show up next to each other. Perfect. All right, so this row needs to have 20 spacing. And we can probably just duplicate this row. And you're getting somewhere now. All right. So now we just have to go through each one and change what it says. Oh, it looks like these are different colors. So actually, this would be better as rich text. I think I can replace it. Perfect. All right, so 136. And let's add another text band. So this one's just a little bit darker or a little bit lighter. Okay, I'm just gonna see if I can. Okay, so these containers all actually need to be dark. So let's go ahead and color match that. We got a color picker. I think this is the one that I want. Okay, perfect. How do I lock this? Okay, Command L. So let's hover over that container, Command L. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, oh geez. Command L. There we go. All right, so I've got the values here. Let me see. So 2E. Where's my color? There we go. 2E3443. Perfect. So that's the color. Okay. So this text, I'm just going to make these info. It'll be close enough. All right. And also, so this one be info. All right. And then this other text field here is going to be, I don't know, let's try alternate. I mean, not really though. Let's see. Let's try maybe accent 4. That's close, right? Yeah, close enough. We'll delete that, throw that in there. Delete you from there. And then after this, we'll hop back over to Joel's app and see where we're at. All right, so so the idea here is that we want to, oh geez, pull up the right page first. Let's go to, well, why are you not going to the page I want you to go to? There we go. All right, so if I can remember what names I had. So, okay, James is one of them. So if we do James, it should show up. All right, perfect. So here's the thing. So when we select James, we want this to be added to a comment block, but a different color. So I wonder if we could get away with So if we select that. Yeah, I don't know. So I initially thought that maybe we could do a conditional if like any word in a string that has an at the beginning, like make that a different color, but I don't think we can have that granularity. Yeah, I think custom widget is what you'd have to do. I used, let's see, pub.dev. I used a highlight widget once upon a time that might do what you're looking for. Yes. So I think that you might get what you're looking for if you use the substring highlight. And it's essentially you have the container. Is this the one that I used? This might do what you're looking for. You essentially, you're taking a string and then you're specifying like a substring. And if it matches, then it'll highlight the color. I think this, yeah, it'll highlight whatever color you want it to. I don't know if I use this one exactly, but yeah, this might do what you need. Yeah, check out highlight widget and see if you can do what you need to do with that. Flutter tagger, let's see. Ooh, yeah. Yep, I think this is even better. Yeah, this is what you want. That's exactly what you want. Thank you, Music by Ant. This is actually exactly what Joel would need to use. Flutter tagger. Go check that out. I will throw the link in chat if I can. I can't actually. Just go to Flutter tagger. Find it on pub.dev. Do that. That is going to do exactly what you need. All right, so let's go back. Okay, now Music by Ant. Okay, so you wanted to do something with a calendar. So I don't know if you were here when I initially addressed it. So I put a calendar app together in my other video. Take a look at that and see if you can get the answer from that. Let me know in chat if you can't, and then I'll dig more into it. But for now, let's hop back in here. I'm gonna steal this color here. And we're gonna put it on this container. I knew I said I'd wait until the end, but I couldn't wait. All right. Okay, so we want white here, and we want white. I can't select that. So we'll do this one individually. And then this guy. Let's see. Info right here. Okay. It's starting to get there. All right. So that's good. Actually, this color, let's see what this color is. Pull my color picker out again. And we'll turn the lock off. I'm going to right there on that container. And we'll lock it again. Okay, so this container here is 3C414F. Look at that. Does that have any elevation? I can't tell. I think this big one does though. So we'll do elevation of 4 there. Oh, I guess I need to color the background too. Let's do that. All right, let me get my color picker going. And lock. All right, so the background is going to be 080B0E. Okay, cool. All right, so hi, Emily. It looks, I mean, we can go with info on that. Okay, and it's going to be about 30. This is going to be a smidge bigger. Let's make this icon 30 as well. That color actually looks pretty close, so I'm just going to leave it alone. And then this color, let's do accent 4. I'm good with it. All right. Okay. Let's get this green now. Okay. So that green color is 85FE9C. All right, so we'll copy that and we're going to use that in the text as well. Oh. Here we go. Getting there. So this, it looks like, is going to be accent 4 as well. All right, this is definitely bigger though. Maybe 120. Yeah. Definitely getting there. Let's make this bold. Semi-bold. Yeah. And 24. 20. Okay. All right, now the fun part. We get to go find some images that'll work. Is anybody else? Okay. Joe, yeah, no problem, Joe. We'll check that out. No problem. How do you implement an SDK into FlutterFlow? Which SDK are you referring to? All right, so let's find some images. So let's go find a blood drop. And this is flat icon. If you've never used it, it is very, very handy. Let me see if I can. So this one's got a little curve to it, but I don't see it. So let's go with the next best thing. What about this one? We'll just download that. Perfect. Let's hop back in, change that out to an asset, and we'll upload it. And it'll be this guy. Cool. It's close enough. And it looks like it's kinda at the top. It's not in the center, but it's not at the top either. So let's put some padding on it. Yeah, I like that. That looks cool. Okay. And this is bolded. Let's just do semi-bold. Yeah, That's good enough. All right, so now we need a pill. So let's go find that. Any other questions? Get stream chatting. Let me see. Get stream chat. I assume by SDK you mean API, in which case, yeah, I don't see why not. Build any real-time chat experience. Okay, looks pretty straightforward. Oh, I gotcha. This is what you mean. Yeah, so we'll use the API. So it would be, I mean, is there an example? So so you're talking about like implementing the UI straight into FlutterFlow. Not that I know of, but you could probably steal some of these templates. Let's see. So I don't know, you've probably seen these. Let's see. Should have chat, right? I don't use these templates, but I know that I've seen a chat template before. Am I crazy? Is it in the marketplace, maybe? Yeah, so you can get one of these chat templates. I wonder if there's any that are free. Maybe I'm crazy. I know that I've seen chat templates before. But anyway, let's go back and see what this is all about. Ship in-app messaging with our highly reliable chat. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Now, if you did it in, Flutter, obviously, outside of FlutterFlow, but I don't think that you can just put it in FlutterFlow. Yeah, let's see. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know, man. That might not be as plug and play as you'd probably like it to be. And to be honest, I don't fully understand what exactly it's accomplishing. So is this like, build any real-time chat experience? So is this like you're just chatting with an AI bot kind of thing, or it looks like it's more than that, but I'm not really tracking exactly what this is. Or wait. Okay, so this is just like an advanced chat UI that you can just kind of plug into like a React app, or a Flutter app, or something like that. Yeah. I don't think that you're going to be able to do this in FlutterFlow, at least not now. You would have to either use some kind of template or build it out yourself. And I don't think you're going to be able to get these features that you're looking for. So if you were looking for this, I would recommend just building it out in Flutter, outside of FlutterFlow, which is, you know, you have to be kind of savvy to do that with code at least. So yeah, not much I can help you with here as far as in FlutterFlow. Sorry. All right, let's go back in. All right. Oh, I'm way behind. Okay. Check your video and calendar, not exactly my topic. Basically, I have vendor, they sell every day. I want to populate their time window for next 30 days with default value, but give them option to update certain days if they want to change the time for a specific day. Do you suggest when I onboard them, I create 30 rows for the next 30 days? But then how do I keep creating so there's always 30-day schedule ahead, some sort of trigger? Yeah, I mean, yeah, so what I would probably do is when the list of days gets generated, just create like a custom function that takes today's date and then just generates a list for the next 30 days. So you could probably chat GPT that. So generate list of next 30 days in Dart, something like that. Let's see what it gives us. Next 30 days, perfect. Yeah, so this is exactly what we were looking for. So in this case, you would return this next 30 days. It's going to be a string list, and return that and make a list view, create dynamic children based on the return value of this function. So this is essentially going to give you, I'm trying to see if, so it's a list of strings. You may not want that. You may want it to be date time. Make the list date time instead of string. Yeah, so this is what you want. So you want a list of date time objects, and it's always going to spit out 30 starting with now, and build your list on that. And then let me think. And then anything you have written to your database, so if you have a document for events or whatever, that make sure that event, has fields of like the name, the date, I don't know, any other field that you'd want. And whenever you generate that list, you also look up that collection and any date, and as you go through the list, any date that matches a date from that document, then put the data in there. I don't know if that's, so I'll try to draft up what I'm talking about. So let's go with blank. This is going to be for okay, sorry. Yeah. Let me try to break it down for you. Okay, so first things first, we want a function that will return our list of days. So we already have that. Let me go back to ChatGPT. Right, so we'll take this, and then we just need to return that list. So it would be something like this. We'll call this generate 30 days. And it's going to return a list of date times. All right. And we're just going to return next 30 days. So that is your function. Now we need to go back into the UI and add a list view and go to dynamic children. And you should be able to play this back, by the way. If you come back and after the recordings or after the live's done, it should still be available, so you can go through and watch this. So if you don't get it on the first try, watch it again. All right, so custom functions generate 30 days, confirm. And we're just gonna call each item day, okay. All right, so now you're gonna have a list of days. All right, and just to show you that, maybe do a container and then throw the text in there, and that text will be equal to that day item. Now, here's where it gets fun. So we're also gonna have, when this fires up, we're gonna query a collection. So let's say we've got a collection of events. Is that what we're looking at here? So update certain days if they want to change time or space, we imagine. Not exactly. They sell every day. I want to populate their time window for next 30 days, the default value, but give them the option to update certain days if they want to change the time for specific days. Basically, I imagine I would need a row each day and update certain row when they change their values. Okay, I don't know exactly. Let me read it one more time. I checked your video, blah, blah, blah. Basically, I have a vendor, they sell every day. I want to populate their time window for the next 30 days. But give them option 2. I wonder. So they're always going to have a time. They're always going to have like a default value for each day. Okay. So what I'm trying to decide is if we want to, I don't think we want to just write all the defaults to Firestore. I think we can keep everything local and then just the ones that they customize, write those to the database and then overwrite what we have here. So, okay, kind of going back to what I was already thinking. So let's do, I don't know. So what would the time frame, but then sometimes for specific days, we'll switch from 9 to 5. Right. Okay. All right, so we can just do like, we'll just call it. Okay, so maybe we do it this way. So start time, and it's going to be a daytime, and then we'll have an end time. Oh, I don't know why that disappeared. End time. Can't type. Daytime. And what time we got? 10:44. Okay. I'm probably going to be on for another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to have to call it. Let's see what we can knock out here. So start time and end time. Okay, so let's go back to the function and let's just do, let's change this up a little bit. Let's go back here. Generate, let's see. Generate start time and end time. or in the list. See if it knows what I'm talking about when I say that. I love ChatGPT. This is exactly what I was looking for. All right, so instead of being list of strings, it's going to be map. So let's change this up here. Okay, and then this, instead of being a date time, this will be a JSON. Perfect. Okay. All right, so start time, end time. All right, so here's what we got. So let's do, let's do the, let's do start time here. Start time. And then we'll duplicate this text and we'll, wrap it in column first. There we go. Thank you, FlutterFlow. And then we'll do end time for this one. So let me generate this and maybe you'll start to see what I'm going for here. All right, this is gonna be really ugly, but so let's go change this to ant. All right, I'm gonna load that up and get back to working on this dashboard. I wanted to try and finish it tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but yeah. All right, so let's fire that up. That'll be like a minute, so we'll come back to it. Any other questions? Okay, it's just, so it would always show default values unless they have, exactly. Which would be the entry to DB? Yeah, so what I'm thinking here is this, instead of being a text widget, we probably want to make this a text field. Yeah, so I'm actually going to do that. And the idea being that you could go in and change the start time or the end time for that specific day is what I'm thinking. So text field, and this is going to be start time, right? And then we'll have another one that's going to be end time. And it would probably make sense to put this in a row. Or not. Let's do, why do you hate? Oh, because the text fields don't have a width. Let's do that. Let's put a width of 100. Width of 100. And now it shouldn't bark at me when we convert this to a row. There we go. So this is what I'm thinking. And then, you know, we'll center that and whatever. So this is going to be, we'll just make these expanded. So they'll kind of spread out. Start time and then end time. Yeah. Okay, so the initial value will be that item, specifically start time. And then this one will be end time. This is just standard JSON stuff in FlutterFlow. So if you haven't seen, if you've never used JSON stuff in FlutterFlow, essentially you just do the dot and then whatever the name of the key is in your JSON, which for us is start time and end time. That's why I'm doing that there. All right. And it's mad at me. Yeah, exactly. So we'll need to make this a component and start end time. Great. So that should get rid of those errors. There we go. All right. This container should be, there we go. Okay. All right. So I guess we're going to focus on this for a little bit. I've got about 10 minutes. Hopefully I can get your answer for you. See if we can get this to generate as expected. Perfect. Okay, that's disgusting so far. So let us go and expand this list view. Perfect. And then let's make these look a little prettier. So we want to update. First things first, let's set this unique key here. I'm going to make it, I think we can get away with index and list. I think that's unique enough. Okay, so let's hop in here. Make these dates a little prettier. Oh, I can't. Maybe I can. Will this allow me to do it to daytime? No. Okay, so we'll have to do some more work to make this a little prettier. But that's, if you just Google how to make a datetime string, you know, only show specifically the hour, you can do that. So essentially we have a list here and it starts today and it goes for the next 30 days. We have a start time, we have an end time, right? Now, if we want to update any of these, what we'll need to do is have a callback function for each thing. So I'm going to make one for start time, and then you can do the same exact thing for end time and it'll work just fine. Okay, so you know what? Instead of text fields, these should be containers. And we'll use a datetime picker. All right, copy that, paste it. Oop. Here, datetime picker. All right, and we just want to pick a time. Okay, and let's make this container height 40, and we'll expand that, and then we'll copy this and paste it. So now we have two containers. Let's throw a border on there, at least to give it some color. Spacing of 10. Container blue. All right, we're getting there, I promise. All right, so now we'll throw a text in there, and this text will be equal to let's see, whatever. Ooh, how do we want to do that? So we'll do parameter 1 for now, and then here we'll do another text, and this will be parameter 2. Okay. Yep. Okay. So, but what we'll need to do is whenever we update this, we need to execute a callback. So that callback is going to be update start time. And this will be the time, and it's going to be a daytime. Okay, stick with me. We're getting there. All right, so now when we do that, we will now add the action, callback, update start time, and it'll be from the widget state, that datetime picker, the first one. Yay. All right, so now if we go back to the parent, what we can do is update add action. So we will now create a document in our events collection, and the start time is going to be whatever that callback function gives us. So that's our start time. And I think we also need a date as well. So let me go in here and we're going to give this a date so we know what day that the start time and stop time are on. Okay, so let's go back. And here, okay, we're going to add a field, date. That's going to be that day item. JSON path. So we may need to add something else in that custom function to specify the day, but for now, we'll just do start time. And, oh, so this actually, this doesn't recognize that it's a daytime. So we're almost there. probably another 15 minutes and we'd be there. But essentially you want to generate this list based on what that function gives you back. And by default, it's going to be 9 to 5, whatever you want it to be. And so then what you have to do is you go in, and for the start time and the end time, you need to create a document in Firestore specifying the date, start time, end time. And, that way, if it's something other than 9 to 5 or whatever the default is, it'll show up here. Otherwise, it's just going to generate the same values locally. So that's going to save you on, creating 30 documents, essentially every time the app is opened. And but you are going to have to put some things in place to make sure that that you're writing the correct date to the document. So that's going to require, I think, some more tweaking on the function. So I think what we need to put in here is also a date. So it'll generate, start time 9, end time 5, and the corresponding date. I think you need that. And that way you can pass that date for the specific card into the document when you write it. But also, you'll probably want to go in and create a data type, and it would look exactly like the collection for events. So we can call this events, and that'll be Finder event. And this is going to have, again, the same exact field. So date, let's see, start time, and end time. And so in this case, instead of returning a JSON from this function, we actually would be able to return a data type, and it'll be this, right? And then you would have to tweak this. So next 30 days, instead of it being a list of map string date time, it would actually be a list of event struct. There we go. And let me think here. So day 30, start. Next 30 days, add. And you, instead of adding a map, you would add event struct, and then pass in each field. So date would be, let's see. I think I can get away with that. Day. And then start time would be start time. And then end time would be end time. And then we can get rid of all this junk here. All right. Saying event struct is not defined. It very much is, so that's fine. And now what's cool about that is when we go to access these fields, it's not just an arbitrary JSON field. it's an actual date time field. So when we go in here, for example, this parameter, so instead of these parameters being JSON, they can be date time. So we'll do start time. Actually, no. We'll just pass in that data type. So add parameter, and this will be event, and this will be data type. And there we go. Confirm. Now, when we go to here, we can pass in, we can select this component parameter event. And this is what I was trying to get at. So with the data structure field, you can now specify exactly what you want. And FlutterFlow understands that these are all date times. Whereas before with JSON, FlutterFlow doesn't know if it's a string, integer, date time, or whatever. But in this case, because we created the data or the data type, FlutterFlow is very aware of what this is. So I can do stuff like this. So when I select start time, I now have the option to format it and make it look pretty. So we can do this one, for example, and it'll say 9 a.m. All right. And then this one will say 5 p.m. whenever we select it. So if we go to end time, we can do the same thing. And so now we'll have 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I hope that makes sense. And I'm sorry, guys, I need to go. It's 11 o'clock. Time flies when you're having fun. I think we should do this again because this was fun. Yeah, for sure. And how many people are watching? Not that many. But if you need more specialized coaching, you can feel free to go to lowcodefanatic.com. I offer coaching sessions. But if you want to keep it free, I'll try to do one of these a week and maybe two. And so stick around for the next one. But yeah, hopefully this gets you going, gets you at least in the right direction. There's still a few things that you need to take care of, but yeah, that's all I have time for tonight. And we will continue on working on this dashboard in future videos. But that's all I have time for tonight. Thank you guys for being here. This was a lot of fun. This was the first live stream like this. I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. I think it went pretty well. But yeah, so that's all I've got. And you guys have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, bye. You're welcome, Joel. See you guys.